Hello, welcome to Greatness TV, and my name is Dr. Patrick. It's saying a very, very pleased to meet you. And it is a great pleasure that my co-host, Sir Clyde Rivers, the world's spiritual leader, is with us today. And he is going to be introducing the great man, the man who makes all things new. Sir Rivers, introduce our guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, if there was a puddle of water, this guy could walk on it. His name is Frank. He makes all things new. Kanu. He's the president and founder of an organization called OPAD, one of the great organizations that's helping to alleviate poverty around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Frank. He makes all things new. Kanu.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers, for having me. Thank you so much, Dr. Patrick, for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Could you tell us about your story? How did you end up founding or starting of OPAD? What is the journey? What was the journey? The road to OPAD, in other words.
Wow. Forming OPAD is a long journey, actually, I can see. And the whole idea was the time we relocated to Sweden, we realized there's a gap in terms of the community to unite them, to bring them together under an umbrella organization. So during that process, OPAD was established. So the original idea was to bring these small groups together so we can work in unity as one umbrella organization. So that was the initial idea. But as we proceed, we realized there is more to it. So we expand our activity gradually from one to the other. And to some extent, we realize that, you know what, we have to go think about how we can help Africa and beyond. So this gave us the urge to expand our activities to Africa with small projects. And we have been developing gradually to this extent where we are now. So this is what how OPAD was formed.
Oh, that is powerful. So your journey starts in Africa, and then looking at the problems that are facing the world, you come up with OPAD.
Yeah, yeah. And OPAD has been a very instrumental organization to address challenges in the world, from poverty, from democratic engagement, from citizen participation, from discrimination,
Mhm.
inequality, and all this. We have been involved and engaged in this thing to raise awareness around these issues and how we can contribute to the solution as well. Yeah.
And Frank, you have a mastermind, Frank. Uh, with what do you see are the issues we need to actually to change to help alleviate poverty? What are the keys to bringing change to alleviate poverty?
Well, basically, at this present moment, the biggest threat to poverty right now is climate catastrophe because climate change is playing a huge role in Africa, for example, for our local farmers, where they have no rain, droughts. How can they survive? We don't produce goods to take care of ourselves. We don't have the resource. So now everybody depends on one source, maybe government, and government don't have the resource to help local people down there. So this makes it more difficult for people in Africa. And if not addressed now, it will be more worse in the future. So it's the biggest threat of poverty right now, contribution to poverty, climate change.
Wow. And what do you think about like climate justice? You know, one of the big issues is when the climate change, if there's a catastrophe, right now the people have nothing. The people are just lost. There is no institution that takes them in. So what are your views on that?
But that's the biggest challenge right now because just like in the Caribbean, every year they pray to God, they don't know which island will go disappear. So think about the situation. If you are in that situation, how you think, you know, when it starts coming, you start praying God, are we going to die this year or are we going to survive? So every year they pray to God for survival. So this is a big threat. And in many places in Africa today, they cannot produce anything. Some don't even have water to drink. Think about wildfire and everything just gone. There are so many things going on. You have to name them. You know. So this issue have to be focused on, concentrate on right now to see how we can raise the awareness. But the most important is to empower local people how they can able to address this issue themselves. Because if they depend on international community, the solution is not enough and the resource is not abundant. So local people have to be trained, build their capacity, how they can able to mitigate this problem themselves. This is what I think we're able to solve the problem.
Wow. Go ahead, Patrick.
So, in other words, there's an empowerment model to what you do at OPAD, empowering people intellectually, empowering people mentally so that they can face the challenges they have in life. Because what maybe you're doing different from other organizations, most of them, they empower them with the finances, give them money, but giving someone money with not having the right mindset and skill set to use those financial resources might not be the best thing. Why? Because it might as well be toxic aid in a way. So how do you avoid that happening with what you do at OPAD? Is it empowering people with the skills and is it empowering them intellectually and helping them change their mindsets?
Well, basically, in OPAD, we have an approach. We call the bottom-up approach. We don't believe the top bottom approach. We believe the bottom-up approach, where we engage local people to understand the challenges they have, and all our program is designed to address that challenges. Because we believe too that the project can be sustainable by involving those that directly are the target groups. So we have tested this thing in many countries, and it has worked effectively for us. So we don't put money in the wrong hands; we put money in the right hands. Understand? So we deal with our own trained professional on the ground. These are the people we deal with. We train them how to manage, how to report, how to audit, and we just train them all these basic skills. That's more important to ensure that it's transparency, to minimize corruption and all these things. So this is exactly how we operate in different regions. So with that, I think we are very safe to minimize those risks. You know, yeah.
Great, Dr. Kanu. And what have you seen as far as sometimes Western institutions come in and don't necessarily understand it on the ground level? So OPAD's bottom-up approach, how does that bring the impact that it needs to bring?
I think one of the difficulties many Western organizations have in implementing activities in Africa is that they sit here and design a project themselves and then go down to implement this project to the local people, and they don't have choice because they need the money, they need the activity. Even though it's not in their interest, they will accept. So that's why the project at the end of the day is not sustainable. It cannot stay because they are not involved. Their idea is not involved. They're not part of it. So it's difficult for them to catch up with the whole idea. So when the money down, the project down. But for us, we talk to the local people to tell us what they think about these ideas and what the idea have to be to them, so they can be able to hone it themselves. So from there, they can continue with it and take over from where we start. So this is our work. That's why we use the bottom-up approach in our activities.
Wow. Go ahead, Patrick.
That is powerful. Thanks so much for the great work you do. And could you tell us which countries you're present in and the kind of projects you work in? Is it water projects? Is it healthcare? Is it education?
Well, basically, we are working on diverse projects. For example, we are distributing sanitary activities like and disinfectants and other materials for this coronavirus victim in Zambia. And we also work with HIV and HIV awareness. And we are working also gender violence in the same Zambia. We are doing a lot of activities in Zambia. And we have been collaborating with other organizations that are implementing our activities. For example, in Kenya, we are working with democratic participation and engagement with local people. And we sometimes, in countries that we cannot go ourselves, although our ability, we work with collaborate with different organizations that can represent us there. So this is how our activities have been implemented in many parts of the world. Yes.
Great. And Dr. Kanu, they right now with the new world, COVID, what kind of opportunities and what avenues are available for people to begin to work to help alleviate poverty with the new world?
Yeah, I think COVID is a threat to everything at the moment because people are scared to meet one another because of social distances. We have to keep apart from one another. You know, visual conference is effective, but when we meet one another, it's more effective than this particular method of communication. I think so because networking is also important. When we meet together, we can talk. We can discuss something more concrete per se. And now the threat that COVID had is that these opportunities have gone. Social distancing is playing a big role. Poverty is on the increase. People don't job. Many workplaces are closed. Many jobs, people lose many jobs and they don't have any replacements. So people are really suffering through this process, this COVID. And especially many governments don't have a plan B, how to resolve this problem. So the people are left with no option just to be by themselves. So this is affecting people greatly. So we have to figure out what we can do to engage these people, to give them a new reality that things are not the same as it used to be. Now they have to think otherwise, how they can live. Because COVID have raised awareness. So many things have raised our eyes that we don't even know about before, that we need to put into consideration. And this will help us to think far and beyond how to resolve poverty in the future. This is what I think.
Wow. Wow. That's very good. That's good. Go ahead, Patrick.
Thank you so much for that great work again that you do, and it's very inspiring. How did you come up with the idea? How did you come with this idea of working to poverty alleviation? Why not something else?
I don't get the question. Excuse me.
He says, how did you come up with alleviating poverty as an organization and not anything else?
Dr. Rivers, we think far ahead and we see that poverty is the biggest catastrophe in the world. And everything around going on is connected to poverty. From corruption, from human rights abuse, from everything is connected to poverty. Poverty is the biggest problem in the world. If you can resolve poverty, you can survive. You can succeed in addressing many other problems in the world. Because a man cannot be hungry and go to school. It's not work. A home without food that we don't respect, that we don't control, will be like a jungle justice.
Wow.
Poverty plays a big role. Corruption is part of poverty. All these politicians don't go hungry because they need money to take care of their family. So they have to steal from one, go far to the other. To be like rich. This is all connected to poverty. If we can fight poverty, all other instruments will fall in place.
Wow. I love it. That is a powerful concept, because if you look at it, everything in the world comes down to, if you look at the bottom line, look at the money trail. When there's poverty, there's no money. And the money, man, that's phenomenal. Patrick, are you, can you hear Patrick?
Yes, I do hear.
Just to add to it, I think the United Nations, when it's last year at the UN, and I organized a conference called Poverty, a Threat to Democracy, Human Rights, and many other things. And I was there, people are asking me, what do you mean, Frank? What do you mean that poverty is a threat to all these things? I said, it's not simple, because you cannot talk about human rights when poverty is existing.
Wow.
Because many of the values, many abuses that take place today, they are all linked to poverty.
That makes, Frank, that's it. And what you said about the climate, I believe, let's talk about our new OPAD project. Frank, would you introduce what our project is that OPAD we're looking to help bring a change in the world in the area of climate change?
Yeah, at the moment, we realize that there's a gap, even from the UNFCCC, the United Nations Conference on Climate Change. There's a gap there because important stakeholders cannot reach agreement. Today, Africans suffer because they hope that they can reach an agreement, a consensus that can bring a solution to the problem. But the problem is still unsolved. So, OPAD, we think that we must bring a new narrative to the solution to the problem, a new narrative that can solve the problem. So, we think about world climate civility. So, civility is a new methodology and approach to resolve the misunderstanding and the elasticity, but also to support governments around the world how they can be able to mitigate climate catastrophe by their own initiative. This is what we want to bring. Very simple and easy strategies that can be applicable not only for climate problems, but even beyond family matters and other things. You can use our methodology to solve problems. This is what we want to bring to the new table.
That's very good. Very good. Very good. Patrick.
That is very great, especially when you bring in the element of civility and how we can use civility to resolve some of the problems that are facing people who are living in poverty. Because, for example, if you look at Africa, Africa is one of the richest continents in the world. Minerals, human beings, and so on. But when it comes to the kind of lifestyle people are living, it's like it's the other way around. So why? Because there's a lack of awareness on how people can be civil with each other. You see people killing.
Yeah. You see, Patrick, you cut out for a second. Now we can't hear you. But yeah, Dr. Kanu, there has to be a new language. And what I love about our World Climate Civility is we are creating a language of mitigation. It's a new way, because one of the things I see, Dr. Kanu, is everyone is not allowed at the table to solve the problem. So if you exclude the problem, you never solve the problem. And this mitigation we're talking about is a dialogue that's going to help people move things to a new level. What are your thoughts on that, Dr. Frank Kanu?
I think, I think what the world needs is new idea to solve this problem. So the problem is very complex, but yet there are solutions out there. And climate stability is the solution to climate mitigation. You don't only talk about the mitigation about the issues, but you also solve the conflict, the misunderstanding in dialogue.
Man.
So climate civility, it can solve many issues around climate discussions.
See, I believe that so much because, Dr. Kanu, I really believe the issue is we have to learn how to move in the next step. Sometimes, in my opinion, people look at the picture and it's too big. Mm-hmm. So you can have the end result in mind, but if you don't know how to take the next step together, and I think what we're creating is a mitigation process that shows people how to take the next step together. Because in these processes, we can start walking on the same line, but if we don't communicate daily and move things forward, we can be off track quickly. And see, the big issue about being off track with this is people die. People are dying. So this brand new paradigm that we're creating at OPAD is phenomenal. And I know. And Dr. Kanu, would you talk about the other things? Can you talk about what other things climate change affects? Because watch this here. I think people don't understand the wide range that actually climate change is causing. They look at well, the weather's changing, but what does this affect? Bring this down to grassroots level to where people understand the big picture of what is being affected.
Dr. Rivers, when you talk about climate, it affects every walk of life. Just for an example, what happened in Oregon, the fire incident, the extreme heat. When you came there, you don't only destroy the environment, but you also, some people lost properties and become homeless. You don't only disturb government, but even individuals. So those homeless people, where are they going to live? Those properties that has gone, who going to pay for them? What about the property they have acquired for many years and they lose everything? So this is a big threat, not only to the environment, even to the life of humanity. It's a big threat. And these are signs that climate is coming fast. And it's coming very fast. That we must think wise and begin to act now how we can able to mitigate this problem that is coming up.
This is so right, Frank. And you know, Frank, I don't think people understand climate wars. They don't understand climate wars. There are countries right now where people are in climate battles.
Yeah.
Like Frank, can you explain that? What like climate battles are, so people around the world have an understanding that if I lose my stuff and I come to your village or your place, we got a problem.
But many people are fighting. Like some communities I was told about, I think is somewhere in Africa, where people even struggle for drinking water to drink to survive. It's not available. And community even fight one another for stream, where they say, I own it, you say you own it, lose a lot of lives just because of water to survive. So, Dr. Lee, but these are just signs that this thing is coming, and it's coming our way very fast. Man. And if we are privileged to have this, let's act so that we can be able to solve the problem and provide opportunity for all.
Man,
this is just our idea, what we want to do.
See, this is so profound. What we're accomplishing, because let me tell you, every problem in the world, Dr. Kanu, starts with bad dialogue, and every problem ends with good dialogue.
Yeah.
So the process that we're creating at OPAD will help people mitigate. And see, one of the big things that must take place, Dr. Kanu, is people have to sit down at the table and talk reality, and not talk fiction, but talk facts.
Yeah.
And at the table, you're not going to hear what you want to hear always, but you need to hear the truth, because it's the truth that sets people free. And people that don't believe these issues are real, well, if they want to get on an airplane and fly with me, I can take them and show them where it's real. Now they can say, well, is it this or this? All I know is it's there on the ground. And this is where this our brand new mitigation technique, our brand new dialogue, that's going to help people sit down at the table. Because as you said, this is everything. This involves the family. This involves education. This involves just one big rainstorm and a city's wiped out. You got 1,000 people homeless right now. No education, nothing. Talk to me, Dr. Kanu.
Everything comes to a standstill. It's like you're starting all over again. Just like you never do anything in your life before. Because everything you ever worked for has gone.
Wow. And what about mental health with that issue?
I said this thing it's broad, Dr. Rivers. That's why I say climate catastrophe. It's broad. It even goes beyond the expected. Some people can never recover in their life. They can never. It doesn't matter what you do for them. They can never recover.
Wow. And this is why at OPAD we've created this. And you know what? Let me tell you one thing I learned, Dr. Kanu. If you're punching people in the face or screaming, you don't solve problems that way.
No.
The way to solve the problem is dialogue. Structured dialogue to where I can be heard and you can be heard. And hear this. And the agenda isn't already set before we go in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me, Dr. Kanu.
Yeah, that's it. But this just have it happen in the diplomatic settings, Everything is well prepared before we go to the table, and even the solution of us we get before we go to the table. And we just want to hear the voice of the others, what they will say, and to see whether it matches to our solutions, our own recommendations. We can adjust it small, we can able to look at it the other way around, but this is not a kind of effective approach from our side. For us, we think that everybody must give in a platform. to say, to express their opinion to the problems. And then we can collectively find a solution. And this solution is what we use to address problems in OPAD. And we also believe in partnership, building our network, talk to other organizations, partnering with people so that we can able to have a kind of a broad alliance to address our objectives, our mission. This is exactly what we stood for, what we are doing. And it has been very effective and successful. Guess what, Dr. Rivers? Every day we have an organization that contacts us for partnership. They want to partner with OPAD, they want to work with us. They love our ideas, they love our initiative, they want to partner with us.
Yeah. Man, I love, as the global board chairman for OPAD, I love it because you're really, Frank, 7.8 billion people are valuable to God. And when you start to step to help people and all people, we don't discriminate. We help. Every single person in the world is worthy of being treated with civility. They are worthy to be treated with kindness and respect.
That's it.
And at OPAD, we don't prefer no one in front of anyone. When you walk in our door, you are equally treated because you are a valuable human being to OPAD.
Yeah.
This here is so powerful. And after COVID, Dr. Kanu, the world's going to be open for a new kind of innovation, because this is the first time in the history of the world when every country has been shut down. So every country is now working in their own sovereignty to help mitigate their own issues. So this is really, it's a good time to grow. It's a good time to explain, and it's a good time to mitigate and move things to the next level. What are your thoughts on that, Dr. Frank Kanu?
Dr. Rivers, I agree with you totally. I agree with you completely, because the world needs a solution to the problem, and climate civility is a new narrative to climate problems. And not only because of the civility side of it, because it's kind of a package that has a lot of things inside it. You understand?
Yeah.
An example, let me just say something now. I got a contact with a friend of mine that live in South Sudan. So he contacted me. He said he wants us to come to South Sudan to work there. I replied him and said, why do you only have to contact OPAD? What about the other organization working in South Sudan? He said, no. He said, I saw about this climate issue. He said, we have this challenge of drought and all these other things. He said, I want you to come because the area where I live, we don't have rain. We don't have this. Something difficult for us. I said, okay, we are coming there to help you. And that's for sure. So Dr. Rivers, what I'm saying is that people are following what we do. They are watching us. The idea is spreading like a wildfire. We have appointed ambassadors for climate issues, and they start doing their job to create awareness in communities, to tell them about what is climate civility about. That we want to mitigate the problem. And we are going to find workbook. We are going to have lectures about climate civility, how can be mitigated. We are going to talk to educational institutions about our strategies, our methodologies, how they can apply them practically to help people aware about how they can able to use the tool they have to fight, not to depend on international community aid, so they can fight the problem themselves. So this is a good thing, actually, we are putting in place. And this idea will be launched soon, very soon.
See, and you know what, Dr. Kanu, one thing that I love about it is the climate civility values the environment and the people. Let me tell you, sometimes the people are lost in the mitigation. It becomes about things other than the people. And you know what, Dr. Kanu, I'm just a simple man. Everyone in this earth is created to do something good, born to win.
Accept.
Man, if we can help people, everyone, be what they're called to be, what does the globe look like? And this is why OPAD, with alleviating poverty, is giving the world the opportunity to mine the gold of brilliant people all over the world.
That's it.
We are mining the gold of people. I'm Dr. Kanu. There are brilliant minds all over the world that don't have access to higher education, but they have access to innovation.
That's it.
Talk to me, Dr. Kanu.
That's it, Dr. Evans. I was in Gambia some times ago. I was in a school, a nursing school, talking to kids there. So, and we got a lot of questions from these kids. And the one asked me a question. He said, I don't need money. I just need skills so I can able to help my country. I said, okay. I said, we are here to give you skills and education. And he said, how long will you going to survive to take care of us? How long will that continue? So, and the project we have was just for 1 year down there. We have to come back. So I said to him, just for 1 year. I said, 1 year? He said, will that give me skills? So these are questions that we can't answer because most of the projects we do, they're not long-term projects. We're looking for how it can be sustained by the local community themselves, how they can take care of it. Sometimes they mismanage it, it cannot go further, it collapses, that is stopped, and we still have to look for a way to come back to see what we can do together to start with something new so they can be able to get them engaged, Dr. Rivers. So these are challenges in terms of resource to upkeep those kind of things down there. But however, we still believe in persistence so that at least results can show up. So this is what we do with those people down there.
It's great work. It's great work. It's
welcome back, Dr. Patrick.
Dr.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties, but it seems to be now gone.
Correct.
That's the new world we are living in. So thanks so much. I've been following the conversation in the background. Everyone must be treated with civility. Everyone is created to do something good. Those are great messages. And that's exactly what you're equipping with at OPAD, to help everyone do something good. Good not just for their communities or families or countries, but for the world with climate civility and so on. That is powerful.
Wow.
Very
Dr. Kanu, man, we thank you for this phenomenal interview today, Dr. Kanu. You're ladies and gentlemen, he's one of the world's leading experts in climate civility. You have heard Dr. Frank Kanu.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers, for having me. You know, you're a legend. And I also look up to you, Sir Clyde Rivers.
Hey.
Yes. So, yes, but before you go, royalty.
Yeah. And Dr. Patrick, you know, when we talk about greatness, greatness, when I came back with this award here, a friend of mine asked me, how do you get this thing? I said, this is only for great people. Only for great people.
Exactly. It's only for those people who can make all things new, one moment at a time.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Patrick.
Actually, the other day was rereading my greatness code, and one of the things they wrote in the greatness code is that each one of us has a gene of greatness. We all have a gene of greatness. And in doing that, we're able to realize that we're all great, but sometimes we don't manifest our greatness. And hence, we live in other words, unsuitable lives because we haven't stepped into that greatness. But looking at what you've done with OPAD, looking at the 70 or more than 70 nations, you're changing lives all over the world. That's greatness, and that's why we awarded you with that, with exactly helping people renew themselves, renew their minds, renew their communities, and as well start moving away from not relating poverty, not allowing poverty to take over them, but to live in the state wherever they are, but not allowing poverty to live in them. and with the messages and with the teachings that you do, and exactly that's what you do, helping people to be able to rise above their circumstances and create new lives.
That's it, Dr. River. I think we all have a responsibility to the world, because if we do nothing, nothing change.
Mhm.
If we do nothing, nothing change.
Truly.
And if nothing
Yes.
change, suffering continue.
Mhm.
So whatever effort you do is counted. It's important.
Wow.
So I encourage anyone out there to do what they can do to make this world a best place for all of us.
Wow.
Mhm.
Really
It's
good.
important.
So, Dr. Frank Kanu, before you leave, how can people get in touch with you if they want partnership or finding out more about what you do? How can they get to you?
Yeah, we have a website. You go to the website, find email address, you can contact. Go to info, you contact us. Any of our team member can respond to you. And if you need to talk to me, or they will inform me, they will talk to me, they will tell me that this person want to contact you, then we can just connect from there. This is how we connect with many people that want to reach us. Sometimes even on our Facebook, you go to message, send us message, we can reply you to our Facebook and talk to you and see exactly how we can able to move forward. It also depends on the kind of partnership you're looking for, because not all partnership we're interested in, actually.
Right.
That is powerful. And the website is opad.com or
OPAD.eu. www.
opad.eu.
European Union. Yes, Dr.
Thank
Lee.
you so much for your time. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity
Really good.
to hear your voice and renew our minds and our spirits and work towards a better world. Sorry for the closing word.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Dream big and go get it. Go get your dream in your imagination and walk it out in life, because we will change and we will impact the world.
I agree with you,
Thank
Doctor.
you so
Thank
much. It's been Dr. Patrick Businge live from London and Clyde Rivers live from California, hosting the one and only, the man who makes all things new, Dr. Frank Kanu, founder of OPAD, Organization for Poverty Alleviation, based in Sweden. Thank you so much and have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's evening. How is it?
Thank you. Thank you.
It's about 8:48 now.